Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. Let's start with where I'm at. Where I'm standing is called Shingle Point. Where I'm parked at, when the river is higher, is sometimes used as a boat ramp. But yeah, you can't do that right now, can you? Look at all this. There's a lot of revetment here. This area on the river is very snaggy. I've fished it a few times. I've only had one successful session here where I caught some nice fish. It was late last year sometime. I'm gonna come up the ramp, if you want to call it that, a little bit, show you what I'm talking about. Some people know this, some people don't. It's easy to find on the map. It's just a little bit below Belle Chasse. Surprising that no one's here. You can actually drive down into here. This is a popular spot for bonfires. Also a great spot to get a flat because they burn a lot of pallets up here. There's a lot of broken glass. It's kind of a party spot. Not that great of a fishing spot. You always see people here trying and they snag. There's a lot of spare line just laying everywhere. I've never actually been here when the river was this low though. The river is just over 3 feet right now. With the tide, it's probably going to go underneath that, underneath 3, and be in the 2-foot range. By the end of this month, it might be around 4'6". That's what they're predicting. It's going to come up over a foot. A lot of people get confused when I tell them that the river is 3 foot whatever, or 4 foot whatever, or 2 foot whatever. They're like, how could these boats, like you see these boats in that anchorage way ahead there, how could they go through here? That's not a channel depth. That's not an overall river depth. That is the depth on the gauge, or not at the depth, the measurement on the river gauge at Carrollton. There are gauges all up and down the river, and they measure the river from a certain reference point, and it is a measurement of its stages, its flood stages. So we're in a low water stage. Now all the extreme low water areas are well north of Baton Rouge. It is low here, but in a context of navigation, it's not extreme. Boats can still come and go. Those problems are a little further north in the southern basin. However, this low water does expose a lot of things that we don't generally get to see very often down here. There's not that many interesting things exposed at this location unless you look really close. There's some small things, but we're not here to look for small things. We're actually not here to fish. Might end up back here, but now we're to where I'm going. I've zoomed in on the area. That anchorage is called the 12-mile anchorage. Probably not going to be able to get all the way in it. Might be able to get just close to it, because some of that bank up there is going to have a fence that's going to stop me. It's I'm just not going to be able to, I'd be trespassing, but I have parish property before that, and we're just going to get as deep into it as we can without trespassing. Plenty of garbage here and driftwood. So this area that we're starting from, Shingle Point, like I said, is extremely snaggy. So the question is where I'm going the same? I don't know. I've never fished the river there. Kind of have an idea of where I'm going though. I don't think this is going to be a long ride along the levee. I have been in this area before, but it was not successful. I didn't actually fish the river. I am looking for a wash that I previously scouted out, but will I find it? It's been over a year, well over a year. Could be overgrown, could just be hidden. I don't think this is it, but I'm gonna check this out. Need this. Pretty sure this is not the wash. I don't think I've gone far enough. I remember the wash that I've looked at a long time ago went straight to sand, and I think we're still into rocks over there on the bank, but let's go see. Whoop, I don't want to mess with the spider. He's not doing anything wrong. Pretty obvious that people don't really come here often at all. There are no clear trails, just some washes. What was that? Used fuel? Fuel filters, used oil, fuel filters, petroleum, contaminated rags. Okay, great. Not looking good for this spot. It's a mud party. Look at that. Not gonna be able to fish that. Look at this. When I first walked past this, I was thinking blue, meaning okay, but it's not necessarily okay. It says degreaser. It's empty though. All right, I came to this point to get an advantage, be able to look down, I mean upriver and downriver. Does not look good. Okay, so that's downriver, muddy banks. This is upriver where I'm heading, kind of in that area. I think I meant to go just a little further, not all the way to that first ship, but just before it, because there is a boundary that I can't cross, and I think it's around where that, closer to the ship than I was going to go. But I can see from here that I got nothing but muddy banks, the kind of mud that I'm not going to be able to get past this grass here. I'm just going to sink in that. That is straight up dangerous river mud right there that you don't want to walk through. You'll be going past your knees or worse. Let's venture down just a little bit. Hopefully I could still find the bike when I go back. I'm not worried about someone taking it, by the way. It's in the woods and I'm not even expecting people to show up. But you know, the sun is in my eyes. I can see that beacon that was close to Shingle Point. I think there are rocks to the river right there. If I walk a little further, it looks like we get the beginnings of some revetment. There's probably revetment underneath this mud, maybe. It's a possibility, but you can see there's some revetment showing up right here. Let's get over there. Yeah, here's some revetment. Could mean that this is snaggy right here. Could very well be snaggy all the way down there where I'm gonna go, but it looks like I'm not gonna be able to get to the water. Unfortunate. Huh. Might just end up back where we started. I walked right past this thing and I'm only noticing it the second time. What is that? It says Phoenix Products, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. Oh, that's really heavy. Don't tell me this floated here. What is that? Oh, I think this is a light. This is glass right here, full of water. This is some kind of light, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, looks like some sort of monofilament sort of thing is in there. You can see it right there. Crazy. If this river does come up by the end of the month, this might be more fishable at 5-6 feet. That water might be up to here where we're at, and then we could come fish it. Just can't fish it at this level. Definitely the downside of a low river. I feel like I'm lost. The bike is over there, but how did I get? Maybe this, here's a game trail. You see this? Well, I thought it was over here. Oh, I'm correct. It is over here. Hidden from me even. Before I move out of this wash that I'm parked in, I gotta figure out what direction I'm going in. Sometimes these adventures just don't go according to plan, especially with ones like this where I really don't know what to expect, and I didn't today, even though I've been here, but it was over a year ago. So going upriver, probably not going to find a fishable spot. We don't have much further to go before a fence stops us. There is something up there I might go look at real quick, but the only option close to this area is where we started, and that's snaggy, but the current isn't really there like it usually is, so maybe we only snag a little bit. If you were hoping that I would just go back to Shingle Point, well, you won. There is something a little further back there upriver that I wanted to go see, but we'll save it for another day. It'll be a surprise. Here we are. Give me a few minutes to take stock of this. Last time I fished this was just about this position right here, but up here where you see this dead tree, and sometimes a little bit ahead of it. We need to get the bike closer so I can see it. Okay, let's go into this big stuff here. Getting out of here is going to be fun, but yeah, here we go. All right, I can see the bike, and I don't think anyone else will be able to see it. I think we're okay. Nobody's here, surprisingly. It is a Friday. Look how calm it is, but don't get too relaxed about that. Evidence of what we'll probably snag is just all over the place here. It's going to be this wire that holds the revetment together. There is a lot of it, but I have found that I hit way less snags if I cast upriver from this position, because it's a bit of an eddy, got a bit of a back current here. I don't know if it's existing today, this back current, because we have so much low current here, and there's almost very little flow. It's not normal, but it looks like we got a bit of a swirl, kind of deep water that we can get into. Well, not as deep today as the last time I fished it, because I was up several feet. The river was around 10 feet based on the Carrollton gauge. Then, first bait, 4 ounces of lead on a sinker slide. It's an 8/0 octopus hook with a big skipjack head. Second bait, very similar, 4 ounces again, but a 6/0 octopus hook, smaller piece of skipjack. I'm actually going to put out this one first, though. This is on a mono rod. It's not a very big rod. 3 ounces of lead. It's a no roll. 6/0 again. This one is going to go really close, just straight out in front of us. Super close. It might be the first to snag. It might not. But do have a chance of picking something up right there. It's not very deep. We just hit the bottom. It's maybe about 8 feet deep there. The reason I do that, it's not just to see if I can get a small cat. It's because there's a lot of bait hugging real tight here. We could get a big cat like that. The first of my 10-foot rods, I'm gonna come down to about here and cast it upriver, try to get it into that eddy. Okay, we'll try that. Oh, that's going deep. See the mullet jumping right there? Not as deep as I remember it. Of course, the river was much higher the last time I was here. Both these 10-footers are bait runners. That's going to help me out big time tonight, running 3 rods here. We do seem to have some current. It's not very strong. My first 10-foot rod, that bait has drifted a little closer to us. This second one, we're gonna throw upriver again, but from the position where the sand spike is. This one's going to be a little further out. Honestly, I could have got it further than that, but that is pretty deep water that it's going into. Still sinking. There it goes, hit the bottom just then. That's probably 30 feet. Here's a question that I get asked a lot when I fish a place where I'm telling you it's very snaggy. Why fish a place that's very snaggy? Well, a lot of these places that are very snaggy attract big fish because there's a lot of structure. Because the river is so low right now, we might be in front of some of these snags on some of these baits. This closer one, I don't know, we're probably in a patch of snags. We might hit them, we might not. But yeah, big fish. That's the reason. It is 4:35 right now. Kind of got, ooh, there's a bite right there. Got started on this adventure around 3 o'clock. Sunset's going to be at 5:06, 5:07, something like that. Don't know if we're going to stay out here throughout the darkness. Hello, little guy. I tried to zoom in the best I can. There's a little river otter popping up. Here he is. He popped up right there. There he is again. Cute little bugger. You little stinker, messing with that line. I saw the line move. I looked down at little stinker staring back at me. I wonder if that bite I just saw was the otter doing this, whacking my line off. Okay, it's 5:13. Realistically, I haven't had the lines out very long. Every rod has had a bite, unless it was that otter the whole time, just yanking on the line. Some of the baits have been tore up. We've lost one bait. Good evidence that there's just a bunch of little fish. Whoa! It's not one of those videos where I don't catch fish. Oh, but it's one of those videos where, oh, this is gonna be upsetting. I got a fish on, but maybe, oh, he got into something. Is he still on? I don't feel it there. I feel the fight. I pulled him through like a patch or something. He was stuck into something. I was about to do like some kind of heartbreak speech that I don't think much is going to come of this session. And then, yeah, it happens. And we still have some light to do this in, because I did not bring the big light and the power station for this because of all the bushwhacking I thought I was going to do. But it's been a long time since I actually successfully caught a fish at Shingle Point. Last time I fished this, the river was up at like 12 feet. That's a decent gaff top. Hey, it's a fish on the board. What's cool is I haven't hit a snag yet. I got him a little manky, a little dirty, but he'll get over it. You're supposed to go the other way. There he goes. I'm gonna go ahead and put a headpiece back out there. Don't know how much longer I'm going to stay, because I don't have a lot of big lights with me. Spoke too soon. Snag. Ooh, I bounced it and came off the wire, because that's probably what it was. Got 3 baits back out there. I'm gonna stay till it's absolutely pitch black out here. Ooh. This is the one that I almost lost to that snag. I'm already getting a bite on it. 5:33 right now. We still have that kind of sky. Not absolutely pitch black out here. Still fairly warm. I could feel the temperature coming down. The mosquitoes don't seem to care. They're very active all of a sudden, biting like crazy. Okay. Still got that red sky over there, and we've got a fish on here. Hopefully this will be the second fish up here. Is he already beaver tailing? I thought I heard something. It is like 5:40 now. Only a few minutes have gone by since the last clip. This fish hit pretty quick too. I don't think this is a gaff top either. Putting up a pretty good fight. I gotta try and keep him high in the water column as best I can so he doesn't swim into anything something that's going to cause a problem. There's a lot of that here, but so far I would say I've had a good success rate. Even though I haven't put a lot of fish on the bank, I just haven't lost any tackle. That's what I'm considering a success story here. But I still have 2 lines out. It's not over yet. Putting up a pretty good fight though. Wow. He's right here in front of us. He's not a big cat, but he's not super small either. There's a good drop off in front of us, and a lot of those snags are along that drop off as it goes down. That is a decent blue cat right there. We can just slide him right up onto the shells. And there you go. Look at him. Check him out. About maybe 12, 15 pounds, somewhere in there. Hear that noise kind of rushing up to us, getting closer and closer. There's a tanker coming out of the dark. He is coming a little close, and he's looking a little heavy. Might throw some waves up on us. Let's get a little bit up here. And yeah, he's throwing quite the wake up here. It's actually getting up to the rods. That's the first wake to really hit him. Okay guys, this is a decent cat. Much better than the first one. I will be doing a catch and cook really soon, guys, but not tonight. We're gonna let this fish go. We're gonna kind of wally-whoop him out there a little bit. He's getting it. There he goes. That's gonna do it for me, guys. Low water adventure with some fishing. The fishing almost didn't happen. I'm really happy that I didn't lose any tackle here, because I've lost a lot here before. I think the reason for that is because of the low water and the low current. I was able to cast out in front of most of the snags and hope I didn't hit them on the way back in. And I was just like worried that I was gonna hit a snag every time, but I didn't. So yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.